What's going on, guys? Wanted to talk about the market today, go over how FOMC went and the flow, as well as SoFi, and then a new swing trade that I am interested in. So, starting off with SPY, we saw the market kind of whiplash when Powell was talking and ended up mooning today. It was up to near all-time highs, 688.69. Obviously, we're selling off after hours, seeing profit taking ahead of jobless claims tomorrow. So that is tomorrow morning, I believe, pre-market. So we will see if this move is going to be given back. One thing I do want to note is that the smart money was not buying this rip up today. They were actually selling. So that's always something I like to check. On days that we're dumping, are they buying, and vice versa? So they were not buying today. All right, and then let's get into some of the flow and the gamma. So this is filtered to 0 day to expiration. You can see the calls heavily outweighed the puts. So hopefully you were on the right side today. Now, if we filter this to $1 million expiring in 1 month, and then let's go at the money or out of the money. That's how you see some of the best flow. You can see that calls are still outweighing the puts. They did sneak some sneaky ones in here at close. This one's way out of the money. Could just be a hedge, but they were still buying into the close, even though it looks like we're kind of gapping down after hours now. Data could save these, or we're just going to have a pullback day and then head higher. We'll see. One other thing I wanted to talk about was we did hit our call wall today at 687. This was one of the bigger call walls. Now, we have 688 to hit. 690 is another big one. 695 and then 700 is a massive one. A lot of people have a lot of money at 700 here. It doesn't seem like the market is wanting to pull back too hard right now or correct at the moment. That might be towards the end of December or into January for the new year. So right now, it seems like the market's being relentless and every dip is being bought up. Even if we have a red day or a pullback day, seems like the buyers are still stepping in. And on to SoFi. Obviously, it did have a bit of a pump today. So it was up. These could have already paid, especially the weeklies. They could have cashed these out. But the call flow was 800K versus 84K, which is bullish. However, the chart, to me, it looks like this thing wants to trade down to the 26 area, maybe even a little bit lower. But again, that all just depends on data tomorrow if the overall market wants to sell off. If we look at SoFi's gamma, there's a fat put wall at 26, so it makes sense to trade down to that range, and then that'll either act as support or we will trade to the next, 25, 24. But that is what I have on SoFi right now. Still not a buyer of this one, just waiting for my zones to hit to load up on. And then the stock I'm definitely interested in and opened a position in today is Nflx. Now, we are gapping down overnight, so this could hurt a little bit, but I took a very, very baby position. I took a 94 call out to January 16th and just one contract. So I wanted to leave room to average down because I do understand that this could skip over the 100-day EMA and come all the way down to like $88 or $90, but I do expect a bounce soon. If it were to break this and break down, to 82.5, I'd probably stop out there and probably not do options on it and just accumulate shares. So that's what I'm looking at for Nflx right now. Shares is obviously the safer way, just scaling in. I think that could be the move. Leaps would be great as well. It's less capital. The January call is only a month away, so that is riskier, but I was just, a starter position for a bounce off demand here. If we did look at the Nflx gamma, you can see that we traded below the put wall today. Your next put wall is really heavy around $90. So we could trade up to the put wall and reject 95. Your call wall isn't even, there's one at 110, which is big, and then one at 120, which is the legit call wall. But we'll have to just wait and see on that. Nflx has been having a lot of selling pressure. So I am just looking for a small relief rally here. I think shares is probably the way to go, which is what I'm kind of waiting on. As far as the flow goes, 2.4 million to the call side for Nflx, almost a million in puts still, but they are adding those January calls. So that's what I have on Nflx right now. Let me know if you guys are interested in Nflix or SoFi at the moment, or if you are just waiting for the market to kind of die down, sell off a bit, and then look for better opportunities. But please like and subscribe, and have a good one.